Yo, what's up, everybody? Uh, yeah, I can't sleep, so I decided I'm gonna chart on here and talk about random trading shit on here until either I get tired or market opens, one or the other. So, retweet this to your friends, family, and your European friends, because I'm assuming it's you guys that are awake, and we shall get started in just 2 minutes. Wasn't really expecting to go live, but you know what? Fuck it. Let my Discord know. They're gonna be like, what the hell? Hold on, let me know. I hope everybody's having a great night and a great trading week as much as I am. Just got done working out a little bit ago, took a shower, drank my drink. Stomach kind of hurts a little bit, but you know, I have taken care of that one. All right, 1 second, almost done. I'm live late at night. It's 5 a.m. here, so okay. So first things first with Bitcoin. I've always said this from every single stream I've been on. I've always had a general short bias on Bitcoin. Basically, I'm just going to say this again. No levels broken on higher highs on any single time, any single situation with Bitcoin. So I'm not going to assume now that we're going to go ahead and do this. I do assume that we do some kind of scam thing. I mentioned it on a couple people's statuses. Looks like it did just miss my bid fill. I still have not checked since last stream if I got filled or not. I'm not really concerned about this position. I don't mind holding on to it. I'm playing altcoins and other things, so it's really not that big of a concern to me. But yeah, that's the thing with Bitcoin over here is that can we break a higher high level? Can we get over 11K? Can we get into this 12K range? Once 12K breaks, I mean, you'll see majors go alt season crazy. You'll see a lot of alts go really, really crazy. You'll see scams pump like XVG. I mean, a lot of them are setting up really nicely. So range situation is good. Obviously an extreme pop would be great. You don't want an extreme pop over 12K right off the bat because that'll be pretty bad. You don't want like one or two those 1 or 2K candles. That's like not good for altcoins. Like this behavior over here, that's not really too good for altcoins. I mean, generally in the environment it is, but the only way it's going to be good for altcoins is because if you have a constant run up like this, it'll be good in the chop, but then it'll get fucked up again. So you'll need that chop again for those altcoins to go. Right now we're getting that chop. That's why altcoins are going up and down so nicely. So it's just money distributing from majors to over here. That's pretty much it with crypto. There's not really too much. I want to focus on this morning, how we're gonna trade. So I did discuss GE a little bit. This is one that's on the radar. Multiple reasons why. Let me turn on my clouds. There we go. First of all, a lot of tickers I've been talking about, I can give you a perfect example of what they are and what they look like. They all are pretty much going to look like this is most of the setups that we're looking for right now. Our price compression into the clouds over here with bullish daily TKs happening. And once we do go ahead and get candle into the clouds and it confirms a decent candle with a breakout, so you have that right over here. It doesn't matter if you're looking at the price compression triangle or if you're looking at the box up here, which would be the major level. The point is that on a daily time frame, you had price action get into the clouds. So once that gets into the clouds, it always typically ends up going to the top of the clouds. I never aim for exacts, so keep that in mind. We did go ahead and get up here. I wasn't really too worried about this one. I know this one's going to go. We came back down a little bit as expected. So at this point, now we're at another point again. So we're at resistance over here, but with Ford, I think this is just going to keep going through. We have this 647 level here, so once we get this pop over here, likely it'll test over here one last time before taking off, and then it'll have constant green back to back to back. You'll probably have the volatility kick in. Ideally, you'd like it to go a little bit more sideways before a pop, but it's an options trader. That doesn't really help me. I would like this pop happening now. I'm in calls for January 15th, $10 strikes. They really haven't moved too much. They actually held down this entire drop. Amazing. What an insane hedge. I had a good chunk in there. They didn't lose a single bit of value, and that really shows me a lot. Like, the only time they started losing value was over here. They had a pop up here to about double the value that I had bought them up here, but I still ended up holding them. Um, So I definitely know for a fact these things are going to pop. We just need the price action to go a little bit more in my favor and kick in with a little bit more volatility and volume. But yeah, this is pretty much the kind of plays I'm looking for. So with GE over here, we are inside the clouds. We didn't have a good support test over here, and we came back to the POC. But with the POC, we always have the Keijin support that I can look at, and that was incongruent with this POC area right over here. So bounce back into the clouds, and we're back again. So likely we'll go ahead and do a little bit of a test tomorrow if we don't just gap up. If we gap up tomorrow, that's going to be assured that we're going to go ahead and hit this 890 level. And just to look into this one a little bit further, we had plenty of flow supporting this again. Like I could still get back into this and make some money. Repeated call flow again coming through back to back. These guys are aiming for a little bit further out. These are Friday calls, which not really too concerned about these, but we're looking at next week's. So these guys are buying in the money, expecting a little bit more of a pop. I'm really liking these $8 calls over here. They're giving themselves June. I mean, the price is cheap, so it's under a dollar. Any kind of volatility towards their direction is going to be nice. So these are really nice plays. I wouldn't mind chasing them or getting into them. This one's even better if you think it's going to be more directional. 55-cent play. Either way, I didn't even check chat to see what you guys are saying. Yo, um, not much, fellas. Oh, it's almost 11 a.m. Well, that's good, man. Glad I caught you. UPC. I'm not in UPC. I don't even know what that is. You said UPC, right? Anyway, while you figure that one out, couple things I was talking to somebody about was Roku over here. If this shit loads, why is my stuff lagging? What do I have open? I'm looking for monthly levels to come up here over here on Roku. So I'm looking for this monthly zone to hold, or we have a little bit of a flush at the lowest, but it ends up being a wick like this to about $80, $85. So I'm gonna go ahead and start scaling into leaps around the monthly level, around this monthly 20 SMA over here. And once we go ahead and get into there, I'll be going for leaps either really big OTM leaps if I can find them for 2022 for something all-time high like, or I want to go for something least to this top upper range for 150 for at least a year out leap. The reason leaps will be good for me is because A, I can go ahead and position myself into them slowly depending on how they move. And a great example of these paying out would be is I had these suckers that I bought around the bottom around here or something like that, and they have not moved at all for months now. And finally, they started going ahead and breaking out of this major level over here. So finally went ahead and started breaking out this level. So that's amazing for this one. Looking at the clouds, we had a cloud break in and it went out really nicely. So we're at the top of the level over here. If we can go ahead and have an explosion through here on CS, we'll see this go through really nicely. So we have a gap at the highest up here. I forget what my calls say. I'd have to log in again, but I don't feel like it. Mm. Couple more things for tomorrow. Let's see. QCOM's doing really good. A little bit of a rejection over here that we expected. Wow, that came out perfectly. What did I play over here? So Tesla's one I'm watching. I don't mind looking at. So we did go ahead and hit the first target on Tesla. So a little bit of a pullback over here. I still think target two is definitely going to go ahead and hit. I don't think it's going to happen this week. Probably the end of next week, depending on how price action goes. So looking at the hourly over here. So we do have a little bit of a concern over here. We had a poor closing over here. We have the 20 SMA bending. That's a major rule for me is when this 20 SMA bends, I have to be cautious and look at other factors. So right off the bat, we're going to go ahead and place a baseline over here, which is also confluent with the Kijun line. So Kijun right off there is the hard major support. If that loses, then I know for a fact, hey, we're going to go ahead and go for this full gap fill. So until price action really falls out, I'm not going to go ahead and get confused with it. Um, so right now, this is just something to watch. The price action either picks up right off the bat or it completely fucking dies. Like you have days like this where it's like, let me go here. No. Yeah, you have days like this where like a little bit of a price action here is like 70% and then come down. That was the one I was telling you guys about, the one that I did that one day, up 70%, down 60%, up 70%, and then just kept going nuts all day. Following day, the kind of things that aren't good for option traders unless you're in designed for that kind of specific option play is this kind of lag over here at a already after a blowout. So this whole box over here, this was take your money box. That's how they get your money if you don't fucking exit your positions. So I did go ahead and hang on a couple contracts just to see if they're gonna go ahead and go in the money by the end of the week or if they're not. I did really good with Neo, so I'm not really too concerned about a little bit of a loss over here. That's fine. We can go ahead and counter it. But it's just an example that I can show people. And then when they don't believe me, I can be like, oh, here's a screenshot. This is what I fucking mean. But when you take these aggressive weeklies, you got to have yourself like some sort of profit level that you're getting out on. Either you're getting out all the way or you're prepaying yourself to where you're already did so good that you're able to hold these little extra bags to either experiment or see if they're going to go in the money. Basically, you're experimenting to see what's going to work for you and when you think these things will be working in your favor and when it's good to do that. Um, Remember, you're not gambling, okay? If you think what you're doing is gambling and there's no probability behind what you're doing to get into your favor, like, don't gamble. Like, just get out. Wait for another move. But yeah, anyway, they basically went from like all the way being up here to $3. Now they're worth about 20 cents about around here for the same ones that I had bought up here. So within no time, they basically lost value. So if I was gonna play weeklies now, they would be for next week, if not the following week. Unless we get some sort of pop like tomorrow to like 900 and we gap up magically, but as far as pre-market's going right now, it looks like it's pretty shitty. So the only way my little lottos I have left will go is to tomorrow like this. So if we open up tomorrow, I'm out. What are you guys saying in chat? I don't know, man, how I'm up. No, uranium stuff doesn't really pop up. And if it doesn't have options, it won't. Neo, yeah, let me go over Neo real quick. So I had mentioned on Neo on the last stream as well that hey, Tesla's gonna pop, and if Tesla pops, Neo's gonna follow, and that's exactly what happened. So Neo actually performed better than Tesla. I wasn't calls for Neo. These suckers went, um, I think they went like 300 or 400% for me. They went fucking good. So that was pretty nice on here. Neo went ahead and hit all targets. Actually went ahead and exceeded. So I kind of got out a little bit early. But overall, Neo did really, really good. It's trending upwards. Let me go ahead and zoom out. I think Neo can do a lot better over here, but Neo is at resistance. Like, this is major resistance up here for Neo. So I think a pullback is a little bit due over here for Neo, which leads me to believe there's a pullback for Tesla. But who knows? I mean, we'll have to see how this goes. As of right now, it looks strong. Volumes there supporting it, but there are a couple other TA factors that aren't the best in this one. Just gonna pop over here and take a look at Neo. So Neo, I did good. So it's just something I'm watching for a second play. And if I do take a second play, it's gonna be less risk than the first ones. Yeah, just release delivery numbers. Yeah, see that's the problem, man. I don't know how to play like fundamentals of things. I just strictly 120% go off of TA, and my TA tells me, hey, wick levels over here, wick levels over here, wick level high over here, candles in, but there's a B-band extension on the outside with everything so fucking extended. Even though that's volume and good earnings, I already just did 400% on this one in like 24 hours or 48 hours. That's pretty sick for me. So that's the problem. Like, so if I'm gonna do something, it's gonna have to be something I rely on, like the 5 minute chart for. So right off the bat, I'm noticing. Oh, let me change that. Like, there is a diagonal trend line going on over here, or I can just do it like this, regardless of what it is. If at any point this little area breaks and we start going into the cloud, that lower gap's gonna fill, and sideways is just gonna decay me. What about cheddar flow? What did you want me to check? Do you have a ticker? Neo over here though is just all mostly bullish. These guys are aiming for further, but they're buying decently timed calls. But I'm also looking at the flow over here, and I'm seeing that these are expensive. I'm more looking for these cheaper ones. Like this flow is interesting and unusual. uh, these people are betting on continuation for next week. So that's really interesting because they're aiming for 6.5, which means that these guys are aiming for um, a little blow off of this level over here. So at least a $6. So that's the flow, like basically take on this. Like, look, 619, 619. There's a couple. There's a little bit of a bearish play over here. Yeah, man. Have a good day. Take it easy, dude. CVS, we can check. Repeated call flow November. I love the date. Don't love the price. Yeah, I don't like the price at all. Why it's so expensive? It's probably deep in the money because its strike is 65. Let's see what the deal is over here. CVS. Oh, cloud break continuation. We have a gap fill over here. Let's see. This one will be good for do over here. CVS. CVS Corp. Let me drag this bad boy back here. And let me build this off of here. Okay, so a couple things to note on CVS. So we do have repeated call flow. Each scenario already played out with multiple keygen bounces, which we could have played. As of right now, on this anchored VWAP, it's already pushed out through it, which is also the push through on the cloud area. So this one, I would honestly just go for the gap over here. These guys bought it deep in the money call, or not really deep in the money, but they're in the money at the moment. I don't like how they're priced a little high. So personally for me, this is a pass. But overall, CVS doesn't look too bad that it's going to go ahead and push. It has soft and hard spots where you can go ahead and enter. Soft spots being any of the Tenkin levels, hard spots being the VWAP or Kijin levels, and another soft spot being this the cloud bases. But yeah, main focus would be his continuation on like lower time frame levels for this one. But overall, trends bullish. Yeah, same thing with daily levels. Cloud support, Kijin. Let me see if there's how many people are. Okay, cool. Let's see what else we have here. Let's go ahead and check. Apple, don't know what's gonna happen here at the top. Diagonal price, like that's nuts. Disney's one to watch. So the thing with Disney is Disney's in like this back into this consolidation area. Last time Disney broke out of that consolidation area, but now we're back into it. So it's really pushing and egging to get back out of here. And here's a little weakness in the clouds over here on a weekly level, and we're pushed over the 20 SMA as well. So I'm really curious to see what happens over here. This has a possibility of pushing all the way over to 130, but once 130 pushes over and clears, then it's moon time and game time. It'll definitely go for that gap fill. I mean, obviously it's pretty much at that point almost, but it'll go for that gap fill over here once it's over 130, and I think it'll aim for the highs again. So, it is something worth watching. I'm sure, since I missed the trend, I would prefer it would decay a little bit. That would be the best case scenario, but order flow is completely bullish even today. Let's take a look. 6.5 though. They're only betting for tomorrow or for Friday. Yeah, which would be tomorrow. Yeah, Disney's a pass. I would want it to cool off because I don't believe there's any options that are decently priced at the moment. And I don't know, it's just so many moves up. It's not my favorite. Exxon Mobil's a little bit better over here because we've been talking about these Ichi moves over here. So just exploding over right now. If we go over to Trend Spider, we'll go ahead and see the same thing. But we do have an upper gap over here on on Exxon Mobil. Exxon Mobil is a good dividend provider, so I know that's an attractive area. But yeah, right now the target level stands over here. Once we can go ahead and clear over here, Then we'll go ahead and see this 58 level. So let's focus on that for now. Oxy's another one. It's in there and clear, but it's trying hard to push on through. But we do have a big giant gap over here. I believe we have supportive order flow for this one. hmm This bad boy right here, 85 cents, decent open interest, slowly building into there. 821 expiration gives you a little bit of a time. $20 strike, which would be right at the beginning of the box, which isn't really aiming for the exact top of the clouds, but inside of it. So, last couple things I'm gonna go over that I'm gonna go ahead and relax a little bit and get off. But Fixie, man, like Ichi setups have been beautiful. This rising wedge is basically a bullshit pattern at this point. We went for the first gap fill, amazing, almost 100% guaranteed that it's gonna go ahead and go for that last gap fill. Just a matter of when. And there's a couple more gaps to fill. EEM, another one that super exploded. I should have just went long on this one. Big regrets over here. So this one's still bullish and in trend. I went ahead and grabbed some lotto plays this morning for this one. I forget, or yesterday for this one. I forget what it was, but I posted it right at the end of the day. EFA semis are pushing strong. Went ahead and for the first gap fill. Looks like they're aiming for the second gap fill. Pretty sure it's going to go ahead and happen. Probably going to go ahead and see consolidation up here. Possibility of price action coming back down here. But I think it's going to go ahead and trend a little bit sideways. Probably get a little rejection up over here. But essentially the goal is up here. BRZU, man, this thing is gonna be a ripper. This thing is just doing things into the clouds on the daily end. So I mean, there's so many targets up. There's so many gaps on this one. This one overall got wrecked, but the prices got restructured. But it's something to go ahead and just worth watching in general. Because if you look over the last couple days, um, it's done phenomenal, almost 50% just spot value in the last couple days. So definitely worth watching BRZU. NLS, I mean, came back down to the buy level and now is just exploding. There's gap fills up over here. The way it's going right now, I think it's pretty much is 100% going to go for this gap fill, or at least try to go ahead and start getting into it. RRC, the only thing I could see this aiming for at the moment would be these levels up over here. I wouldn't really want to play it right now. It needs to go ahead and clear over this level. Yeah, if it can clear over the dotted line, then maybe I can go ahead and see a little bit more potential, but it's one zone at a time with RRC just because of that crazy run up. Um, Let me go over the last couple ones. Tech, no, we'll do retailers because I don't know why they keep going up. Dick's Sporting Good, cloud explosion through it. Horizontal levels holding, consolidation box over here. So basically back at the top of it, back inside of it. Um, so the thing would be here would be is a little bit of consolidation over here before the next move up. So once we can go ahead and clear this $40 level, then we can go ahead and aim for the 48. So one thing to clear is 48, and then I mean 40, and then 48 will be the next target. So right now the support level would be we have a chance of coming back down to this gap fill down here, at least entering back to this black line. But that just plays into the fact that this is major range from 2018. So we'll be focused on this range for right now. I don't like range trading. So we'll let this go ahead and play out for a little bit, or go ahead and keep focus on like the daily rate or like the hourly to see if it starts breaking out. But I'd rather range out, let it decay the options a little bit, and then get in later. So this is a pass. Target not doing bad. A little bit more consolidation. I want to see if this ends up turning into bearish TK. Cloud not going good. Um, so this is just not for me. Walmart pass into the clouds. That's bad. So unless this pops back over, I'm not interested. Dollar General continuation. I keep saying to you guys, this one's just gonna go to the moon. So buy the dip. Amazon. Bearish TK is coming. I don't know what's gonna happen here. It might pull back a little bit here. So not a fan. Starbucks, send it to the moon. Go ahead and gap fill all these. Just a matter of when. This one's worth checking over here. S-Bucks. Daily. Let's anchor it to over here. Actually, yeah, we'll do it to high over here too as well. Okay. Yeah, so I do really like Starbucks. It already went ahead and did the explosion out of here. So this did a bearish TK and then it did a fake out and went ahead and did a bull TK. So it's kind of forming up over here at this level. So as long as it doesn't lose the Kijun, I think the next move up is coming for Starbucks. Worth checking if there's order flow for this one. No, they're bears. What are you guys doing? What are they aiming for? 72, 75. So they're looking for a pullback back to the clouds area. So there may actually be a decent support. So I'd actually want to go ahead and see this VWAP go ahead and clear over. Once we can go ahead and clear over 80 and have a support test over there, then this would be a better entry. As of right now, it doesn't look like recent flow is supporting a move up. So for me, it's just a pass. But that sucks because I really do like Starbucks. But that is in my 401k. I have a bag of Starbucks. Chewy, I explained to you guys the logic of Chewy before. The sucker's gonna keep going up. So if you want to know what I talked about Chewy, you can go to my last couple streams. GME. Dime was saying he saw some kind of bullish divergences or something on here, but the way I'm playing this one is that this is the lower range. If this lower range loses, we're gonna go ahead and crash. If it doesn't lose, we'll go ahead and pump. Not a bad area for accumulation. I said this one before. I don't if I was a company and I was gonna go ahead and do a buyout, like this is the level to do a buyout on. 2002 lows over here. Once they lose, yeah, you can wish this thing to the shitter to $2. I'll go all in at the dollar. But right now it has a lot of work to do. Those soft support would be if it clears over 479, 480, then we'll have a little bit of work. So $5 would be ideal to go ahead and continue an uptrend to about $6, $7. Then you'll have a better price action. But there's a lot at the top. Let's work on this 480 level over here, and once that's clears, that'll give me a little bit more confidence on that one. These pizza stores are nuts. Might be a little bit of a top here, so pullback would be better on PCZ. That's on the monthly. I gotta get out of there. Uh, Domino's Pizza is just a monster. This thing's been going nuts back to back, so I'm just aiming for all-time highs and pullbacks. Cracker Barrel. I mean, I guess at this point it's gonna go back to its the little value that it had back up here. So right now the target for this is 150. Options are kind of shitty on this one. So if you're a spot trader, well, Cracker Barrel's for you. Space and air defense. Ichi play went ahead and played out over here on this one. Target reached up over here. Now we're having a breakout. It's going for gap fills. Highest gap fill is at 115, but it is at a breakout point, so I'd rather look for it on a pullback. And metals did like shit because dust pumped over here. So a little bit concerned about dust because dust looks like it's going to go to 43. We had a little bit of a pullback on SLV but bought up at the end of the day. So it's on soft support right now, the Tenkin. GDX. This is actually looking shitty. Really, this is actually looking really bad. So this cannot lose 31.88. So that's really bad. This is looking pretty bad now. Gold overall is looking like shit. This is gonna get a pullback. Sill. Hard support over here, so it might bounce. RGLD bad. Gold's looking terrible. So uh, gold cannot lose this red box, guys. So gold needs to hold this level because if gold does not hold this level, you're seeing lower levels for gold, with the possibility of even 55, 1555. So big focus on gold this week. If it goes, then adios. But a lot of things are decaying hard on as far as options goes. So if you're doing options, they had a big decay this week as far as call premiums goes. So that's something to watch for. I mean when I say decent decay, like I would say 40 to 30%, maybe a little bit more across the board for majority of calls for gold things. Doesn't matter which one you're looking at. I mean, there's a couple ones but the major ones did decay enough to where I'd feel a little bit more comfortable entering. Fucking monster. Look at this. Upper gap fill target up here. So it's going for it. I hate being late to the game. I just completely ignore it once I am. GLD bearish TK incoming. Not good. This level cannot lose. I'll have to get out of my calls. SpaceX, just magneting around this little major level over here. If it can go ahead and clear, we'll go ahead and push it through. But that is it, folks. Let me just check chat if you guys have any requests. Is this on Binance? Yo, what's up, dude? I didn't see chat. I wasn't checking. My bad, dude. Nah, dude, I'm checking Stonks right now. If you want me to check a ticker over here, which I think is gonna rip, is gonna be Ontology. It has been on a tear already, but I think once it gets into the cloud, we'll go ahead and reach for this upper level over here, if not a little bit over here. So I think Ontology has a little bit more room to grow. How much is this room anyway? Yeah, I mean not too much more, but let's see. I don't care. I'll check whichever. Doge USD. Yeah, still consolidating. Looking for a move out of here. Tight levels for Doge. If 20, I mean, you can have stops around like 24 cents and everything, and then aim for the moon. I mean, obviously, first level for me, I'm seeing right off the bat because there's nice volume's decreasing, but I think it's due for a pop. So I think you'll probably see at first like a 15-20% day. You'll be the guys, everybody will be like, oh my God, Doge's going crazy, and let's see what'll happen after that. So after a 15-20% day, you'll probably go ahead and see the sucker moon about 48%. So probably 48% minimum is what I'd aim for, at least 50%. So somewhere around there. Somewhere between 30 and 50% is what my own personal targets would be with Doge. Because when I go Doge, I go pretty hard for Doge. Because I know, like, hey, there's less downside risk than there is upside. So I don't see any kind of wicks to the down. Okay, there's this one. But I don't see any kind of downside wicks for the most part on Doge. So pretty shitty like it's one of those like shitty ones that don't really move too much until they really start moving for the upside. Or there's something like this, which is a complete leak, but that's after a huge pump. Um, Waiting on my bags for this one. Range player, come on, Mr. Mr. Justin Sun guy. So looking for price action to go ahead and clear over here. So I think it's going to have some resistance over here and go ahead and come on down. But once this goes ahead and gets into this cloud area or around this 1800 sat level, I think we're going to go ahead and aim for a nice little pump out of here. So I think this will go ahead and get a nice move. But ultimately, we're going to go ahead and play the range. And as long as it doesn't start losing these levels, we'll go ahead and aim for like a 40-30% pump over here. What else is over here? I'm trying to think of what all the cool kids are talking about in their paid groups. Yeah, let's check that C8C one because I'm in that one. Because I think you mentioned it to me a couple streams ago. Yeah, I tried to play a little triangle breakout. So, it's breaking out right over here, setting up pretty nicely on the BTC pair. I don't like drawing these horrible, ugly triangles, but I mean, I really don't have much price action to go off of, which is insane. So right off the bat, what I'm thinking is that hey, this is something that doesn't have new price action, and it's kind of in a range as well, so it needs to break the range. And what better thing to do right now than scam the fuck out of everybody and make community members and exit out the people who entered in early. So what's going to happen is that Binance is going to reward everybody who bag held from last summer. Okay, he already kind of did over here, and then he kind of already did over here. But these guys, they're going to get the special treatment. Okay, so what's going to happen over here is you're going to see another fucking wick about 50-60% up, and you're going to see new price action develop because there's really no price action. Let me just go ahead and delete something and give you guys an example. So right off the bat, I'm just going to go ahead and notice important ranges that I'm seeing. So I'm going to go ahead and note this one. There's one. And we're going to go ahead and draw the buy box, which I'm going to go ahead and say is over here. Down there would have been a little bit of a worry zone to see what happens, but overall, this is the major first buy box, which we kept on forming higher highs off of, even off of here, or higher lows off of here. So that's overall good, and then just the fact that we have this upper cluster over here. So the target is definitely up here. This shit's gonna go. It's already going. And it's not really even going. Like, yes, it's up 30%, but the only real volatile move on this one was this gigantic move over here to 45. Then it's just like this slow diagonal grind up. So I'm expecting this to pop. BTT, if Tron goes, BitTorrent goes. BitTorrent kind of following the path of Tron pretty much, but this one's a little bit more closer to the cloud, so this one's really good to watch over the next couple days. See if we can go ahead and get in and go for that pop. I don't know what else I can think of. Let me check my crypto list. Newton support test already happened, so looking for a wave 2 pop up 850. Seal, I don't know what the fuck's going on with Seal. So I have my stop like basically down over here. So if the price goes down here, I'm out. Like I'm just out. I don't. Somebody told me the team's dead, but I like the fact this is consolidating. So it's like I'll play a dead team. Why not? AGI not looking too hot. RCN still on that upper level over here, looking for a break, but it's not really happening at the moment. Doge, we just said it. Litecoin hasn't done anything yet. BCH, same situation, looks like shit. Majors look like shit. ZRX still coming down. That they already hit the target, so you're gonna get a pullback over here before a push through. So yeah, that is all we have for tonight. Yo, I appreciate you guys joining. Thank you for the market review. Joining for the market review, and I will see you guys in the morning or in a little bit. See you guys.